That's all right.
Ah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Math, great. It's great. All right. So, Squire, did we decide? Am I running this or are you running this?
I'm gonna run it. I just have to get to the screen to be able to move the
All
screen, and
right.
I
All
don't
right.
know if I can actually find it. So we're
So,
gonna go with
welcome everybody to MVP Office Hour.
it. Yes, welcome, welcome. It is January 16th. It's awesome to have you back after the new year. I hope you had a good holiday, whatever you celebrate, and you got to see your friends and family and had a little bit of eggnog or whatever it is. We are back on schedule for twice a month, the first and third Friday of every month. Then
Hmm.
obviously the next two will be, or maybe not obviously, the 6th and the 20th of February. Um, Joy and I can be reached on LinkedIn directly with at mentions, or you can use the Success Community. That's recommended. We
Hmm.
are not the only people that can answer your questions, but you have someone you wanted to throw our way. We're happy to talk about it. But Success is your friend. It's all of our friends. If you've got questions, you don't want to wait 2 weeks, and you want the wider
Hmm.
world to help you out with that, please use that. If you're going to register for future events, you've already registered for this one, you can do bit.ly/MVPOH. Um, Quick note, yes, there was a snafu at the end of January or end of December. There will be a momentary snafu again this time because we schedule for every 2 weeks, but there's 5 weeks in January, which means that there's a schedulable or a joinable meeting on the 30th. Don't join that. Wait for me to restart it in February. That'll happen shortly after this meeting. The next one will be February 6th. Having said that, coming up next week is Architect Dreamin' and Cactus Force. Super excited about that. Anybody headed out there? I will be there for the first 2 days, and I would love to see everyone in person. So reach out, give a shout, shake hands, pat on the backs, whatever. It's going to be good stuff.
Yeah, also give Square context.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't just pat me on the back and run for it. Let me know who you are. Um, TDX was announced for April. Tableau, Connections, Dreamforce all coming up. The community calendar is a little quiet in the beginning of the year, but it always picks up. And so by this time on the 6th, we should have some more upcoming events.
And TDX registration is open.
Oh, that's true.
It
Just
is
opened.
open. Yep, it is open. And I think the wonderful rate is 199 right now. So,
Ooh, I got a
um,
99.
Show off.
hey, if you've got an AE that is trying to sweeten things with you, go for it. But yeah, the standard rate out there without any special coding right now, the early bird is 199. So,
And I believe
okay.
the presentation portal is open until the 15th of February as well. So if you wanted to
Yes,
present,
yes.
you could submit. So,
Yes. We will
right.
find the links and post up in there because Anne is supposed to submit to speak. So, um, are we ready for the next slide?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Um, you got this one, or I mean,
No,
you just
go.
took a
No,
you just
great.
took a
Yep.
big breath. You're ready to go. Let's go.
Yeah, it
Um,
has been one of those
just
months.
basic rules and regulations around the meeting. We invite everyone to share their experience and insights and ideas with the group. Links, resources, and answers can go into the chat. If you have a question, post in the chat or raise your hand. We are recording the session. We're recording the session. We are recording the session. And I say that many times because we have had folks beg, plead, borrow, steal to have the recording edited. And we don't we have full-time jobs. We don't have time for that. Please do not share any private or proprietary information that will get you in hot water with your employer. And under no circumstances is our call to be transcribed by an AI tool. We do want to have fun and stay professional and positive. Tell a friend, invite a peer. We want to grow the experience collective that we have here, so that while you continue to learn, you also continue to share and move forward with all the things. I did put a link to our community group, that the MVP Offstars community group, in the chat earlier. If you didn't see it, let me know and we can post it again. But it's the first one that doesn't make any sense because I didn't do a nice, pretty hyperlink with that. It's just the crazy one with last modified date description in it. And there's the QR code if you want to pick up your phone. Okay, moving on. All right. So Jay, I don't think is on yet, but that was a reporting situation. And so why don't we pop back to Jay if he comes on,
Yep.
and we can move on to Katie. Katie, are you ready to talk about your exciting issue that appears to be resolved? Uh,
Yeah. This
and I know that you might not be able to share your screen, but tell us all about it.
yeah, I mean it's more of an FYI now.
All right. Well, we'll set the stage for us and tell us what went south real fast, and what you ran into, and then how you resolved.
Yeah. But also I joined MVP office hours to see like maybe my solution really isn't the best case to execute. So I'd be happy to hear if anybody else has better ideas. But anyway, so the problem was that we had set up a ticketing system for support for things, classic. I built the round robin in Flow, and I made sure I had customized emails, so I had them going out in the Flow. So I made sure that through auto assignment rules and queues that emails weren't going out to queue members or anything like that, and that all of the customized emails were going out through the flow to the appropriate people. Well, everything was working great, and then just randomly, everybody in our public group for that persona was getting emails that the cases were being submitted, and which is exactly what we built it not to do. And we had an unrelated situation that, of course, had a ripple effect into that. So we had some sales users who were saying, "Hey, I'm transferring opportunities," and the other user isn't getting an email that the opportunity was transferred. And so, we did some research. Clayton here, he's new. I brought him to MVP office hours. He's on my team. This is his first one. But
Welcome, Clayton.
he and I were researching, and we found that there was a bug, and back in spring 17, they addressed this bug where opportunity emails were not being transferred, even if you select notify the person when you're transferring. And so the solution was to um, update the setting that says send an email each time automation updates the same record. So now all emails are going out, like the received, so the opportunity people are getting their emails, but that kind of disregarded all the setup that we put on the front end for those cases. And now that's why we're receiving the, "Hey, a case has been assigned to you" email, the not customized version. So
So you solved one problem and created another? Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if, so that brings me back to the opportunity emails. Maybe we overlooked that solution, and that's not the appropriate solution for that issue, but that's all we could find on the internets. Um, and it seems like that setting is a bit of a bomb if it disregards all the other setup for, other objects and things and other ways you're handling, um, you know, process emails. So,
And that
Hmm.
setting it's an like a org wide setting. It's basically saying ignore multiple updates, right?
mm, it just says the org wide setting. It's under process automation in setup, and it just says send an email each time automation updates the same record.
Sure.
So,
All right.
Okay.
so be awares, everybody. It lurks in the forest.
Silliness. All right. So, um,
Katie.
thank you. Yeah.
The more you know.
Right. Well, yeah, it's been one of those weeks. It's been one of those weeks. So Katie, while you were explaining everything, Jay actually jumped on. So we have a reporting to come back
Mm.
to, and then Chris and Elaine have questions also. So
Yep.
Jay, do you want to tee up your reporting challenge for us?
Yes, yes.
Welcome also, by the way. I'm so glad you could join us to explain explain yourself a little bit.
I got some explaining to do.
You got some splaining to do, Jay.
Well, thank you very much
Mhm.
for this opportunity. But So ultimately, what we have is we have person accounts, and we have uh, a report to show member plans. So basically, the for a healthcare organization, the plan that a person has for that calendar year. Um, we are looking to also include the basically essentially the employer that this person is getting their plan from. So on the person account object, we have the we have a related account, which is the employer, and also on the person account, we have the opportunity that is that the person is related to. Um, we are trying to pull in data from both objects for first the member plan and also the group, the employer. And if that's not confusing enough, I don't know what is.
So, so I think what's super critical about that is we just to re-clarify, you're using the person account or using person accounts in general, which changes your architecture significantly, but you've also
Yep.
got some standard and custom relationships underneath the account contact relationships, true?
Yes.
And do you have it all diagrammed out? Like, is there something that you can share? Sometimes the word picture doesn't always land.
Sure, sure. I can show let me share my screen. Um, give me 1 second.
I don't know about you guys, but my whole internet is having like a sad, sad day. Like, I can't believe I haven't been kicked off the Zoom yet. So,
All right. So here we are. This is the member.
mhm,
This is the group that the member is related to. So that's the
mhm.
employer. And under the employer, I apologize, misspoke. Under the employer, we have the opportunity that it's that we're using. Um, sorry.
Okay.
This is not the sorry, not opportunity. I keep on saying opportunity. Member plan. We're looking at the member plan. We have this information. We want to be able to go up to the person account and get that group.
But the member plan is a child record to the employer account.
No, it's here. The member plan is a child of the person account.
And how is the member plan related to the employer account?
Through the person account.
Through the person account. Okay.
Yeah. So what we started with, what we had is a strictly a member plan report, and that was good enough. We can from here we can certainly get the member data. For example, if we want to get age, anything like that, we can go up to in the report. We can go up to the member, the person count, and get that information. But it's going across to that group that the person account is related to. So it's a triangle of nastiness.
Yeah, it's your standard three-legged stool reporting, right? You've got two children linking to two parent or to a parent, and you want to go up and down and back up,
Right.
which only really works if you do a joined report or
I
you
know.
do
I knew
some,
it.
yeah,
I knew it.
or you have to find a way to get that second leg to propagate data and like kind of hide it on the parent so no one knows it's there, but you can report on it. So,
I
um,
I think maybe a custom report type could do it here.
I was trying to do that and I couldn't. I was pulling in account name from anything that I could find,
Yeah.
and it wasn't working that way. That
If
that
if anyone can do it from a custom report type, would be Evan Ponter. He's he's done some stuff where I think he even had like a presentation on it where he he does something where it's like he almost like starts in the middle and it but I like
so starting in the middle to me would be that would mean like starting from the person account to be able to see both like
yeah,
related.
Does
but
does the
Okay.
person account
it's the
does the
three-legged stool, thing though, the up, down, up. I don't know
Yep.
if that will get you around it.
No.
does the person account have a lookup to the employer, or is it that the employer has a lookup to the person account?
The person account has a lookup to the employer.
Okay, then I think if I'm following this right, my
So let
brain
me go
just
to
heard.
let me show you. Let me go
If
back to this.
if
So
you make a
here's
custom report type where the primary object is member plan, you could via lookup, the member plan looks up to the person account, and you could then follow that from the person account
Yeah.
to the employer account.
Yeah.
But is it
yeah. That's what I was like trying to do, but I couldn't find the right combination to do that.
Can you go into your report type build, your custom report type builder?
Yeah, that's this.
Okay. Member plan. So if you do fields via lookup, yeah, from the member plan to the person, well, yeah, so the member plan either looks up, is that where it looks up the person account?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then if you scroll down here, you should be able to find this person's lookup to the employer. I assume it would be in the ease.
Well, we don't call it employer. That is what it is, but
Okay.
we call it a group account.
Mhm.
It's the group. That's
Oh,
this.
no, but okay, but that's see, then you answered backwards but to my question.
Yep.
This is a group account that has a lookup to the person account, not a lookup from the person account to the group account.
Okay.
Then you can't do what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
You're back to the you're trying to report on sibling objects,
Yep.
which you can't do.
Well, not easily, right?
Right.
Now, a joint report will accomplish this depending on what you're trying to visualize, right? If you just want the two lists and detail about the two lists joined, then you get that. But if you're trying to do some sort of unique aggregation across both, that's where it starts to break down again. What is the output supposed to be?
So essentially, what we're trying to get is from the member plan, get the group name. So their employer.
Yep. So like if you are looking at new member plan, that record, you want to know that group account one is its group.
Correct.
What if there's more than one?
And that's why I was leaning toward this could potentially work in as a joined report.
Sure. Um, is there times where there is more than one, or is there always just one, but the way it's built makes it difficult to report?
Um, it's certainly a possibility there could be more than one.
Okay. What
Let's
about
say if you have a spouse that also has insurance and you have like a secondary. I'm just assuming.
yeah? Is there a correlation at all between the member plan record and the related account record? A direct correlation, or is it kind of like is it
No,
uh, Cartesian?
no, it's not. There's no
Okay.
direct.
All right. let's see here. What about
We're stumped, sounds like.
Yeah, I've been
because
on
like
the struggle bus.
yeah, I mean
Mhm.
what's interesting is that this hmm, no started to talk, should have just gone on mute.
How about those Bears?
Yeah, I mean, so the reason I'm asking, or the reason I was asking that is because one way to solve this, depending on scale, of course, is that you then create hidden joiners between all the combinations to allow for reporting. But there's a lot of overhead there, and it doesn't scale if you don't like if you could have I'm going to make something up and say 100 related accounts and 100 member plans. You just created 10,000 joins just to report. That's not a good scale.
Yeah.
So your penultimate account is
Good
what?
word.
Sorry.
What is at the top of your account hierarchy? Right, because when we talk about person account, we can call it person account all we want, but a person account is an account,
Right.
right? Is an account that inherited some contact fields, which is why it's so entertaining to use, right? But that doesn't really change anything because your contact is related to your account anyway. So now you just have an account related to your account. It's just occupying a field that might be important to us later. So we have a person account that's related to a parent account, which is the account, the business
This,
account.
yep,
I'll use that,
yep.
right?
That would be the group one,
Okay.
group account one.
And then your opportunity is parented by which account?
Sorry, the member plan is
The so the member is not an opportunity. It's a separate
no,
object.
not opportunity. Sorry, I think I mentioned that earlier, and I threw people off. I
I
blew myself up.
I could
But
have easily missed it.
it's member plan. And the member plan is related up to the person.
Okay, so and you're trying to report on member plans from the business account?
From no member plans from the member plan record. Pulling in data from the person account,
Uh-huh.
and then trying to go across to this group account that the person account is related to both.
What field is the person account related to the group account? It's through a lookup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what everybody's saying about the directionality of this is the exact correct problem. And I believe the solution can only be done through one of two things: changing the direction so that I'm talking about my grandpa, not my uncle, or and that's probably untenable, right? Or using a joint account and hopes and prayers. Because your 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 parent, your common link is the person, right?
Yeah.
Not the other. So you're going to end up needing to join on your person.
Yeah. Jay, can I share really quick? I just want to make sure we
Yeah, absolutely.
turn this into a different picture. So I want to do this, and obviously it's going to take a couple tweaks here, but so far accurate. And actually, I need to reverse these.
Is this in the chat?
I should
Phone
be
screen.
sharing in the screen. It's not sharing.
I can see it.
I
I can
see
see
it.
it.
Jay, how many screens do you have open?
You want me to stop sharing?
If
You'll
you
have to
stop
stop sharing to see what
yeah.
I'm sharing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Um, the bottom right would not be like accurate. It's just the employer which is well, I'm calling it group account. Was it group account one?
Yeah, that was the name of it. What is this? What is this object called from your perspective? Just so I can change that up.
We don't have that, so
Can
they're both.
It was just on the screen. We were
can
just looking at two related lists, so
yeah,
they're
could you
Yeah,
connected to this thing in two
could
different ways, right?
could you isolate just these objects in the schema builder and screen share your schema builder?
I was trying to do that. I'm not very
It's
fluent
okay.
with the schema builder.
We'll help
Nobody
you.
is.
Bring up the schema builder. We'll switch it over.
Just
Nobody is good
do
at
a
schema builder. If they claim
yeah,
to be,
just
they're lying.
do a deselect all before you share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to share again, Jay, when you're ready.
Okay.
While Jay is getting situated, and we'll wrap up with Chris's question about something that you see that Trailblazer community group conferences don't always include, but heavily increases the personal value of a conference for you. And Slack, of course, was mentioned by Mike, and Anne, of course, mentioned networking. If there are other things that ring true to you that like you see in conferences um that are included sometimes but not all the times, and maybe it's a niche thing that for conferences that you've attended, maybe you really enjoy the social aspect. And I know like Florida does the whole like trolley ride situation, and there's some other places that do other little such things. But if there's something that brings value to you, you can drop it in the chat for Chris, or we'll wrap up after we finish with Jay and Elaine today.
Yep.
So, oh, look at this one.
All right. So, and you can drag them around to get them tighter.
Yeah,
So
I think there's like an auto arrange or something like that that kind of lumps them together.
and you can also change the scale on the right-hand side if you need to make them smaller.
Yeah.
We're all going to learn how to use this schema
Auto
builder today.
arrange.
Auto layout or something
You
like
could just,
that.
yeah, that's good enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's two of them. Where's the other?
The third is also account because it's
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
It's the-
person
yeah.
account.
That's where the fun kicks in, you know?
Yeah. But it's still just a relationship, even if it's the same object. So,
But you
Yeah.
can't see it here to try to.
yeah. So from the account, you've got child member plans that are either a group plan or what was the other thing? The group account or a member plan, right? There's two
Right.
relationships. And because there's two unique relationships, we should verify, are each one of those a unique lookup relationship, or is it categorization and you've customized your related lists?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So when you're looking at, like, when you add a member plan, you have to pick a member record, a parent account. And then when you add the group accounts, is it the same relationship, but you create a different categorization and you've created custom related lists, or is it two unique lookups?
I think it's the first one.
Okay. So that changes things a little bit, because if it's using the same lookup, but there's an attribute that says, well, I'm just going to group these two different ways on the page. You have a different request, but I still don't know if you're going to be able to report the way you want to, because now you're basically grouping.
Yeah.
Versus like relating. They're not connected in any way. So member plan has a lookup only to agency, or what's the other lookup if you scroll down on the left-hand side?
Yeah, to agency, there's a couple different ones.
Okay, so that's the member, which is the one we saw in that layout. Payer, but that wasn't what you displayed for us, right?
Correct. There's
Yeah.
there's a couple of different lookups, all related
That's okay.
to the member plan.
Perfect. Keep going. So we saw the member relationship, but we didn't see payer. We didn't see the other one. Subscriber, was that either of the ones you just demonstrated to us?
Mhm.
That's another person account,
Okay, that's all right.
potentially a different
Yep,
person account. Whether you're the spouse or the husband.
sure.
Mhm.
Okay. So so maybe there's something here. So some before I ask him to change it, someone check my math. If would you scroll up to, was it member? Perfect. If that lookup represents both of those related lists that Jay displayed to us, but they're just two custom related lists, it changes the answer, right?
Mm.
So, Jay, could you go back to the screen that you showed us those two things? So, so in the related account list, group account, that links back to this person account, preference test member, with the same lookup as the ones that are in member plans? Is it the same field and there's something unique about like a different attribute or no?
I think they're the same field. And
Okay.
I reaching
think
the
that- I think that puts custom report type back in play.
Right. Yeah. I think you're right.
I think like add relate, we just gotta, maybe it's add related fields via lookup and finding these related fields on that member plan object. Like that's like our hub,
Yes.
and we
And then you
spoke
end up
up.
grouping, right? You end up
Yeah.
basically saying, here's all the member plan records and here's all the related account records. They all group together underneath preference member, test member, right?
Yep.
So you might actually have it, Jay, and not
Yeah.
realize it if we're understanding what you're showing us.
I mean, best thing about reports is you can't really break anything.
Right.
You can't really. Like the absolute worst thing that can happen with a report is that your filter criteria or scope is off, and somebody makes a bad decision based on what they are reading from that report, which can have serious consequences. But it's not like you can it's not like I used the Forescott.com data loader and I had the IDs wrong and I just trashed 5 million records in the blink of an eye. Yeah, not that bad.
You know what I just noticed? The related accounts is using add relationship. There is a relationship joiner in there, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't think those are the same lookup the way you're assuming, Squire, because their related lists also show different icons, which to me means they're different objects.
Different things.
I thought you could customize. It doesn't matter. I mean, all you'd have to do is if you click add relationship, Jay, for the top section, what comes up? I think it'll tell us the answer.
This is a junction record.
Yes, it is.
I was
Account
using
contact relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was trying to build a different a custom report type, I was focusing on account to account relationship.
So
Is this object accessible via the custom report type?
it's
It's
standard
schema.
and custom. It'll work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so account contact relationship is the junction object that's going to sit between the contact and the account when you're going to have weird things like this.
Yep.
But because you're also using person accounts, you have a fun situation where your golden record is the account that represents the person. But your data needs a contact record to exist. In the UI, if you ever try to open that contact record, you will be forced to view the person account record.
It'll
It will
take
never let you see, right? But the contact record still exists. So for reporting purposes, because you're using account contact relationship and you're setting that relationship type, your report actually does have a contact record that you can rely on. And you need to be looking at the account contact relationship and the contact to get the connections that you need. That's why we're missing them, because they're on different objects.
Okay. Let me try that.
Are we back to
Creating
being screwed then?
Well,
It's the same problem, but it's a different problem.
Yeah, this one I think you can report around it though, because this is a proper junction object where there's a tightly coupled relationship on both sides. So I think you can report it. You get.
let me
you'll be okay.
create a custom report type using this this relationship. I can give that a shot.
But I think so. I think it's a good experiment, but we're gonna have the same problem because you're gonna have a contact to down to relationship up to account for one related list, and then account to child account on the other one. You still have a three-legged. It's now five-legged dual. It's ugly, but you're getting closer because now you know why you can't see what you couldn't see.
Yeah.
So, Jay, it sounds like you have quite a bit of homework. I will remind you that there is a Salesforce Saturday this weekend in person for friends that we both know and love in the Chicago Ohana. So I want to know how this like all pans out.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to come back next time. I think it's February something, right? Swear February, pick a number two, like your second, third. I don't know.
Sixth.
Sixth. Okay, February 6th. Um, so you'll come back and talk to us about it.
Okay.
All right. And I'm also gonna see you at our winter extravaganza. Is that right, Jay? All right, fantastic. So we also have we have a new question that popped into the chat from Elaine.
Yep.
Right? About Einstein activity capture, creating reports for sync emails for Einstein activity capture. I haven't touched Einstein activity capture for a number of years. So if anyone has reporting experience around Einstein activity capture, now is your time to shine. And if you haven't ever touched this, then you can always, just ponder, I suppose. Bill, I wonder if you have any experience with Einstein activity capture. I see your face.
Before you dive in, though, Elaine, new member, welcome.
Yeah.
Hello,
Elaine,
everyone.
welcome.
I'm from the
Hello.
UK, so it's nice to be here.
So, Friday night with MVP office hours, we love to have you. So fantastic. Do you want to explain your reporting challenge a little bit more?
Or
Yes.
you want to tell us how you heard about us?
Oh,
Let's start with the question, then we'll go from
there. Okay. So we turned on this feature for 82 users last week, and then 4 have connected. So we want to report on the activities they have synced through. So the notes on the Salesforce help says to use a standard activity report. So I created a contact and activity report, but there's no way for me to filter down to these activities that have been synced through. So it's showing me a lot of activities. There's nothing for me to say, okay, email source is Einstein activity capture. So now then I created a contact and email report, which gives you the email, the source, and you can filter down to Einstein activity capture. But then again, it's showing me emails for users that don't even have that connection. So I have two reports that don't give me what I want, but the Salesforce documentation recommends using this report. So I'm still confused on how to provide this information for management to view the activities for the sales reps. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I was really hoping somebody else was going to speak up that knows more about this than I do. Do you know? So here's what the problem is. When you turn on Einstein Activity Capture, your activities don't live in Salesforce anymore. They live in AWS. So when you go to run a report, there's no data there. Now that was a problem that was solved.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to know if in your environment you have Activity 360 reporting turned on? It's in the Einstein Activity Capture settings. If this is not turned on, please do not click it right now in production, by the way. So this is a process that allows for some data synchronization between AWS, where it actually was sent, and the Lightning environment platform that you're actually working on. If you don't do that, what you go to report on is essentially nothing, because that activity isn't in Salesforce anymore. It's living off in AWS. this setting will help make that accessible.
Okay, so we had that in Sandbox. We had the activity dashboard, 360 dashboard in Sandbox, but because we turned down in production recently, we no longer are able to use the activity dashboard in production. So because now the data now can be you can find the data now in the Salesforce environment now, because you have the option to sync emails as activity.
Yes.
So you can report on it now.
Yeah.
Without the dashboard.
So do you have that turned on in your production environment and you still can't?
No, we don't have it because we turned it on recently. So if you turn on ICE Activity Capture after this summer 25 release, you no longer have access to the Activity 360 dashboard. So we turned on, so in our Sandbox, we turned it on before the summer 25. Then in production, we turned it on after.
But do you have that sync email as Salesforce activity setting turned on?
Yes.
Even in production?
Yes.
And it still doesn't show up?
It shows me data, but it shows me everyone's data. So it doesn't show me those specific users or the data that has been synced through using ICE Activity Capture. It shows me a lot of data in the report. So I can filter it down to those specific activities that have been synced through.
So the problem is that you have too much data in the report.
Okay.
I'm asking if I understand.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not that you're missing the data; it's that you need to filter down to the data that's only relevant to me.
Correct. So would that mean using a filter based on the assignee's name, or like say like the names of the people?
Yeah, what I would. So there's a couple of different things happening here. One of them, I'm assuming that you have either a system admin profile or you're in a very high role in your organization, so you see a lot of data.
Yes.
So I would guess that most users will not have the exact same problem. So what you could do is sort of recreate that Activity 360 dashboard, but use one of those, the running users level of access. And then everybody will see the dashboard that you make, but it'll be their data, not all the data.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I would go
didn't
down
think
that
about
path.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
Yeah. I can't explain the out of the box thing not being there anymore because that's a department I don't work in. But that solution should work. If you've got the data, that means you've checked the box, you've done the things. We just now need to build that dashboard that is running as the logged in user so that each of your users is seeing the activity that they actually care about.
Okay. I'll try that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like it. I like it. We got some resolution.
Thank you.
And
how many times has anyone run a report or a dashboard and had it fail and it was because you were too powerful?
Yeah.
Right? Like it
too
happens
much
every time. Because I don't own anything, so I can't run them as my records. So I have to do all. And when I run all, then the thing never runs. And I'm like, it's infuriating.
It's too much. It's too much. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
It should almost be like an option to run a test version of the report when you're an admin, run a sample report.
Yeah.
In Salesforce. And Salesforce analyzes your org and says, okay, you have 1 million of this record. I'm going to pull every 1,000th record. Or you've got 100,000 of this record, so I'm going to pull every 100th record or every 10th record. Or you as an admin know you've got a mountain of data. So it's like, all right, run a sample and use 1% of my data. Like I used to bet in my pre-Salesforce life when I would run a report, our homegrown program was called a freak because it was a frequency report. And when you ran a freak, when you ran a freak, you had this option as you coded it to run a sample and select your sample size,
Mhm.
which was kind of cool. I mean, this was like old school, like JCL, like
Sure. Sure. It's fantastic. I think we should run that one up the flagpole and see if we get any bites on it, Steve. Like just give us that sample preview. It'd be great. But yeah,
Run the freak.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
guys,
Mike.
stop this.
we actually like,
Stop
and it
this.
was also written on a homegrown language
Of course it was.
that one of our like founding fathers built. It wasn't Fortran. It was a customized homegrown version called FrankTran because the dude who compiled it was Frank.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
So
I worked
everything
on a
was
system named Max for a long time, and I mean, I'm still touching a system that used to touch that, and it's called the guy's last name. I'm not going to call it out right now. It's crazy. We have about 10 minutes left. Christopher, do you want to expand on your inquiry about Trailblazer Community Group conferences and what kind of gap you're talking about?
Oh, I don't even necessarily see it as a gap. I was just in a room of people who have a lot of experience uh with the community. So I was just kind of looking for input. I was talking to someone overseas today and he was talking about our community conference in Denver and like the specific feeling he got when he went there. So that just got me to thinking a bit after that meeting. So I kind of wanted to expand upon my thought process and see what you guys like. We know what's great about our conference, but we want to know like some of the magic parts of other conferences. Like we're not trying to
Sure.
recreate the magic, but to have our own like kind of brand of that magic.
So you're talking about Mile High Dreamin', yes?
We are talking about my high dream,
It's
correct?
fantastic. You're allowed to name drop. I mean, if are you in the planning committee? That's fantastic.
Sometimes I'm mainly just overly active in the random channel or whatever.
All right, so you're asking about like what's some of the secret sauce that some of the other conferences have that maybe Mile High Dreamin' is not aware of. Um, I
Or that I'm not aware of in
sure.
particular. I'm sure like the people who actually run it, like again, I'm just an overly active community member, as much as I am someone who likes volunteering. But
Aren't we all?
yeah,
Squire and I are just we're kind of losing our mind about it because overly active is accurate for a lot of folks, and it's good. It's a good place to be. Um, I'd say in the last 5 years I've been to a high number of community conferences, and I think some of the best things that community conferences do that are maybe not seen as super important is the networking. And I know that, Ann said it, Squire said it, and I think a lot of folks on the call would agree that like opportunities to network and meet people are going to be how you drive that what's the word? Loyalty to your conference. Expanding folks' circles in a way that they can say like, hey, I've got folks that I know I can ask about, or I've got folks who know folks that can ask questions or hire or connect me with someone who is hiring or connect me with someone who has a resource. Anne is one of the folks that I've met. I met in Texas. Pat, I met in Indy. Jay comes to my Chicago groups. Christy, I forget how we met here, I think maybe, but I Bill, I picked up in Boston. Like Michael, I saw you there too. But there's a lot of folks, and I mean, Squire, we connected in Indy, like around the racetrack, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's a lot of ways to connect with people and create these environments where people can have conversations and connect with their work and with their with like maybe their personal like interests. Like maybe you've got folks who like to cook, or you've got folks who like to knit, or you've got folks who like to tinker with race cars, or you've got folks who do, giving folks opportunities to do things that are specific to your local space. I mean, take folks rock climbing in Denver. I don't know, like you do all sorts of stuff, or go skiing. Like I think you guys are in summer though. Is that right?
yeah, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah, so there's lots of fun stuff to do in Colorado in the summer, and you can find ways to, connect the locals with the folks that are coming in from maybe a little bit out of town, and give them a way to connect with each other, I think. And I mean, I could go on and on about this, but I've talked enough. So
Yeah, I was
Thank
going to add that what I really enjoyed was a lot of prior to the events, some of them have event apps and they try to encourage and promote, like in preparation, like affinity groups. Hey, the nonprofit team or the people that
Mhm.
normally meet around nonprofit. Hey, we're going to have a breakfast, or hey, it's Austin. We got to do tacos. Where's everybody doing tacos?
There were so many tacos.
Yes.
Yes.
No, like, as I said, there are things, and so people can do things around affinity topics to kind of again, because you don't know, right? You might not be able to sit, and that's why I jokingly said like one of the things I hate is like I'm looking at the schedule and I'm like, well, I can't be at three places at once. I'm gonna have to prioritize, or I have to do rock paper scissors with one of my friends that I'm there with to then take notes and
Mhm.
then share notes. So that's one of the things I don't like. If y'all can, I don't know, do time portal changes, that would be amazing. But to kind of make the networking piece really stick is to understand, like, do pre-introductions or some affinity so that there's already kind of an awareness of belonging or interest, and you kind of meet on that thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Um,
pre-post and all of those fun stuff.
yeah, I think
okay.
Christopher, some of the conferences use an app, and I don't want to promote it because I don't know anything about it, but a lot of them use it and it seems to work really well. Also, continuing those networking conversations throughout, like before and after, right? Like making sure that you have
Right.
those meaningful conversations and that they're not just, um, hey, can I connect with you on LinkedIn? And there is no connection, right? It's just trying to collect numbers or something, like making sure that there's something to it.
Okay.
Well, that was a
I,
lot.
Thank
I
you.
want
And
to add one more thing in there. I mean, it's
yes.
more of the same, but I think every conference I've ever been to, my brain is full of knowledge, but my memories are the networking and the opportunities to interact. And every one of the ones that stick with me were because of a really well intentional or intended moderator who made the connections for us. So
Mm,
like
Okay.
think of like a community like the what are they called? Like the where did you do the questions with Gilda?
me?
Yeah, at
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, sorry,
Dreamforce. It was at
you can't tell I'm
Dreamforce.
looking. Yeah,
Yes.
but like that area, right? So it's one thing to just put a bunch of people in a room and try to have a conversation, but then if you've got someone who like kicks off conversations and then like kind of walks away and lets people like turn it into
Yeah.
their opportunity, like that's
Okay.
so invaluable. And there are people who are so good at it, and there are people like me who
Hmm.
just can't stop talking. So so like I think that's huge. If you can find people who just want to be like a matchmaker, it's a bad way to describe it, that and give them a context, but then say, now figure out who you are. That those takeaways are massive. So anyway,
For sure. Thank you guys so much for the feedback. Yeah, I was just looking for kind of new things that we maybe haven't thought about yet to
Hmm.
make what we have even better. So appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um,
Christopher, tell your folks that there's a lot of people that want to that want to share their ideas with him, a lot of other conference group leaders. And shouldn't be shy about reaching out.
Okay.
I will
Sounds
I will
good.
also add that this was not at a conference, but it can be executed at a conference because I've definitely seen Cisco do it at a non-Salesforce event. But speed networking, I think Janine has a write-up that she posted on the CGL, so I don't know if you're a CGL. And I can share my version of it. I found out after I did my event that she also has a write-up, but essentially you can say like, hey, meet some MVPs. You know that you're gonna have about 10 MVPs. You stick them in a round table. You have a set of questions and then you rotate every, I don't know, 5, 10 minutes. And then this way it's kind of facilitated, but then you get to meet all the celebrities that you have kind of fawned over from afar. Um, or something else, right? You have some kind of like, like meet the Salesforce employees, I don't know, or
Yeah.
Salesforce execs. It just depends on, whatever you can kind of facilitate. But that's an interesting way. And one of the reasons why I like that is because not everybody is like me and forces themselves to talk to people and you're scared shitless, excuse my language, to talk to people.
Beep.
Um, but you are allowed to be able to network by observation and absorption in these roundtables. So if you're a wallflower type and you're kind of quiet, you're still engaged, you're still listening, and you're present because that's how you choose to be present, or that's how you have to be present. But that allows kind of a safe networking. And then you can kind of connect in your own manner in a more intimate level, maybe offline or after the event. And so speed networking, pseudo speed dating, as Squire mentioned, is
All of that. Yeah. It's fantastic. We have 1 minute. Jay says he has a solution. Jay, go fast.
Yeah, so I started in a report type. I started with contacts first, and then added in the account contact relationship, and finalized it with the member plan object. So it looks like I had to kind of figure out which fields I definitely wanted to keep and which ones I wanted to leave off. And that definitely helped me to know that yes, this is what I'm looking for.
All right. Major progress. I love
You
it.
guys,
I
you
love
guys, you guys rock and freak sometimes. I don't know.
All right. Well, with that, thank you all for joining us today. This is the end of MVP Office Hours. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks, February 6th or whatever that Friday is, because I
Congratulations
don't know.
for Jada fixing his issue. Sorry.
Oh, I was
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? So yeah, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. And if you have problems, post them up. We'll see them. We'll see them. We'll
Sure
work
will.
on them. Sometimes explaining the issue helps you resolve the issue. Bye, friends.
Thanks, everyone.